Hello. Well, this is officially video 100. I am creating a new dog breed, if you're new here, called the Anubis Shepherd. And I didn't call it the Anubis Malinois. There's lots of reasons for that. I can tell in another video. Here's a beautiful double batch. One batch of puppies from Zara, and one batch of puppies from Delphinia. We are now officially out in the office where we were supposed to be. So a bunch of people asked, since I do this kind of home training that I do, you can watch some other videos to find out how I raise my puppies, kind of so that they're ready to go to a home. Pre-potty training, pre-crate training, all these kinds of things. So one of the things was this office was built, with these wonderful double doors that go out. This is supposed to be my puppy raising room, and I will do another one very similar to this. Toys outside for them. A little cement patio there for them to go out on. This is in the shade most of the day. Over here goes to a lovely carport in the shade for them. Excuse me, construction materials as I'm finishing some building. And then this gives them a nice shady area that's pretty much shaded 90% of the day. This is where everybody was supposed to be. Then things kind of went crazy with 2 litters versus 1. The yard's now separated for them. And I'll give you a little idea in here. So Zara, mom number 1, Delphi's over there, mom number 2. It's wonderful. So they're all spread out in different spots in here. I filter my own water, so I don't buy actually filtered, but I do filter it for them. And then this has all been done in paneling. I've had problems with sheetrock before. I do not need puppies creating bad habits. This was all done, already prepared for puppies. The little house over there that's ready to be remodeled was ready to have all the walls ripped out, not to accommodate puppies. So I just want to let everybody know that Tootsie, my little miniature Anubis, passed away. It was a long struggle, and it was very sad. And I hope to never go through anything like that again. She actually suffered more than I would have appreciated. Anybody would have. Nobody wants them to suffer. But I didn't really feel like... my vet was nice, right? I'm not knocking the vet. I just didn't feel like they offered me services commensurate with what they charged me and with outcome I got, and just a few things like that. We've talked before, my puppies have food at all times, 24 hours a day. This is what they have. I usually fill them in the morning, so maybe by the end of the day they'll be lower, but these were filled. So all my little babies here are that. Everything's in tubs here so they cannot destroy anything. Again, this was set up to be for puppies. If you notice, there's nothing pretty much in here that they can get to or do anything to. That's the whole point of this room. It's to be my office and a puppy and dog room. I have had to, so my update for you, this is video 100. I never thought I'd do 100 videos. It's crazy. I think that in some ways, though, this channel got a little off track and it got into more of my puppies that I have this time because it was kind of overwhelming the way it happened, and less about the dog breed. Now, I'm trying to get that together. I think on these channels, they call it finding your voice. So I'm doing mine. This is, I've been doing these little monologue ones, and I don't know, I'm not sure what I think about those. There's a couple channels on here. There's one called The Clever Cowgirl, and I kind of like how she does her stuff, and so I've been trying to learn. So here's the thing, is if you have some suggestions and some channels that you like, tell them to me. Now, I may hide some of those suggestions because I'm not trying to promote other people's channels, but I am trying to learn what works for this type of pet channel. Now, a lot of these like remodeling channels is all about that person, so you see them. Am I supposed to be in the videos more? I'm not quite sure where you want me to, but please leave some comments and suggestions if you can. I appreciate that. And if you don't have any, that's great too, but those things really help in the algorithm, and that's what I'm learning. I'd like to get an intro still done. Things just got pretty crazy for me here, including we're looking at movie. I thought somebody was kind of rude when they mentioned, it's like, tell me don't watch the show, that yes, things are dumpy here because I'm in the middle of a remodel. But I'm looking at buying somewhere between one, if it's the right, I mean, I prefer more, but just being reasonable. Somewhere between 1 and there's actually up to a 30-acre parcel that I'm looking at. That way I can do training and some of the other things that I would like to do. And it's got nothing on it, and bare land is inexpensive. I've brought in power and water and electric and all that, and I think I'm going to do that and cover that on another channel, and then some of the remodeling. So I think I'm going to set up a remodeling channel. I have tons of videos that I made from my mom who has cancer, so she could see what I was doing while I was here and give her a chance to feel like she was a part of it, even though she couldn't be here because she was sick. So I think I'm going to put all those up, and it's going to be called Anubis Project. I don't have it done yet, guys, so just give me a minute. But I've had to take a few days to kind of establish just where I'm at with things, right? It's very sad to lose my dog. And then we also learned some things genetically. And I can tell you, there's an announcement that you'll get to. There will be no mini Anubis Shepherd. Now, I'm going to cover that in some other genes, but discussion. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. But there's some reason for that genetically, and I will be breeding around some of those genes, and I'm going to tell you this now. So here's your announcement. When I discovered the genetic problems that we may be having that might be causing sudden death, I had a Malinois that was over 100 pounds. That's a huge Malinois, just so you know. But they had a double copy of what they call an IGF-1, which is a small dog gene. Now, in general, they're completely healthy, right? We had all their heart testing done, all this, and so their heart was good. Everything seemed great. And we had an echocardiogram, and again, nothing showed to be bad, no malfunctions, but the heart valves seemed a little bit small for his size and some other things in his heart that made it to where the doctor had said, under high stress ranges, those valves could give out. This is what I was talking about with sudden death syndrome. So I had to go through, there's been a few changes going on behind the scenes that I really hadn't wanted to talk about because I needed to go over some of these genetic markers, need to deal with the death of my girl. And now there was nothing unhealthy about her, but her organs were, some of them were smaller, like a small dog would have for her size, and some of them were larger. And so it was kind of a mismatch. And that's the one thing I think that people, we've discovered, and again, we're going to be able to do more research that I believe will prove it, that this small dog gene in Malinois it might cause their liver to be smaller. It might cause it's still being expressed. Even though the dog is full-sized, the gene is still being expressed in their organs, somewhere in their body oftentimes. And this is what causes sudden death. So if their liver is a little bit smaller than it should be, because it's for a small dog versus for a large dog, then they can have liver failure. You have kidney failure. All of these things can fail under what we call high pressure, which is dogs that are really high working, right? Which is military dogs, say. It's one of the main places that you see in Malinois sudden death. I mean, there's some genes they test for, but there's just something around that dogs that test clean for everything and seem healthy in every other way. This appears to be the key to it. I've discovered at least 60% of the Malinois lines out there, and some of the really high-class Malinois lines, carry these small dog genes. And it does seem to be expressed in their organs. It seems to make them, again, like I said, have maybe a smaller spleen. These guys are everywhere. Maybe a smaller liver. Again, as I said, a kidney. Maybe their heart valves, like in my one guy, would be too small. Or like with my Tootsie, who, again, seemed to be a mini Anubis. She was healthy in every way. Why she passed away had nothing to do with this genetic issue. It had to do with another health issue that we had, that then it was made it able to see these other issues based in x-rays and some other health exams that were done. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands that I want a healthy dog. And there was tons of people that were excited, like, oh, I can't wait to get a mini Anubis. There will be no mini Anubis. The combination of those genes does not seem to produce a dog that has stability under stress. Again, a dog that never sees stress, you probably never see it under. The one male that I had, he went to a home. He is perfectly healthy. They have no problems with him. He's not in high competition, so he's not under an enormous amount. He's not like running miles and jumping out of airplanes and all these other kinds of things that a military dog would do, of course. And he's had all these tests, and again, he passed his tests. He was very healthy. But it's an anomaly that I'm not willing to deal with. So there's my little monologue. Again, you guys are more than welcome to leave all the suggestions you want, because I really want to convert this channel as much as I can back to doing a weekly episode. It's about the dog breed I'm creating. It comes over the genes, the different things, and I really like to convert most of this information, other information, over to my actual breeder channel, which I had started years ago when I had some puppies. That's just where I put up what I'm doing as a breeder. I'm also hopefully going to be bringing on a couple of other breeders to the program, and if you're interested in becoming a breeder, or you know someone who might be a great addition to the program, please let me know. It's the only way this will ever be a real dog breed is if more than one person is breeding them. So just, yeah, again, I really appreciate everybody who's done this. This little update is just kind of weird monologue because I haven't done anything yet. I just want everybody to realize I'm trying to put together some stuff in the background. I'm going to do a whole week of just getting a bunch of those videos from the remodel stuff out there and get moving forward. And that way I can have everybody kind of up to date. And I'm hoping to, I've been looking at several of these properties. The properties I have now are actually up for sale, so that I can afford, I'm not rich, to move and do something different. And luckily for me, several of the other properties I'm looking at are like Elmer Carey and some pretty good terms. And I'll keep everybody posted on that. That should be happening over the next 6 months. And then we're going to go to straight out, making a training facility and getting everything all ready to really go all out. I have people that'll be moving in. I won't be able to do everything all by myself anymore, which would make it a really big help. I had my brother before who had Parkinson's, and he was very helpful, always helping me. And so it's been a real rough year for me. If you guys don't know, as I have said it in another video, but I feel it's like my brother had to go into assisted living. I was caring for him and I couldn't anymore. So, and then my mother has had cancer this year, and I had a couple health issues of my own. I had a really bad lung infection. But this has just been a very interesting year, guys, and I'm just trying to get everything up and going. And I appreciate everybody's support that has been here so far and watching. And I'm gonna keep at it, and I'm just gonna get a little better at it, and I'll have things a little more refined. If you kind of want to see the remodeling, I may live on the dump, but it's a dump because it's being completely remodeled, or it was. I may, again, I believe I'll get my money back out of the property, hopefully, and I may just move to something different. But I just need more room for us. I wanted to be closer to my mother. She's doing better, and I did get to see her more, which was the whole goal of this, and I will never regret that. But this isn't the right place for me. It was the right place to be closer to my mom, but it's not the right place for me and my dogs. So now it's time to find the right place for me to do my breeding. I had a right place to take care of my brother when I needed to, and we had several places that we did that at that kept us closer to doctors as he needed them. And I have moved closer to here to be near my mother who was sick. And now it is time for me to be where it is best for me to do this project. It is very important, and I'm very close on. Now, I haven't been showing much of my little Aragon, and that's the other thing. So that's the puppy you're going to start seeing on this channel. He's sleeping in all this mess, guys. Excuse me. They're all asleep. And see how beautiful they're turning out? Colors that are coming in on them. Everything, right? So to everyone who's been here, you'll see that I'm going to also really try very hard to hire or bring someone on who's going to do videos and do videography. If you know somebody who might be interested in doing that, and again, the property what we're going to get, they'll have a little place to stay there, and they'll be able to do all kinds of social media of their own and work on that. So again, anyway, you know that, keep them referring so I can keep watching the program, and they'll be maybe ready to go. And again, I'm hoping to do better and better with this program and with these videos, guys. So please stick with me. Please keep supporting what I'm doing by watching, liking, and subscribing. And I really appreciate all of that. And if you've watched to the end of the video, the most important thing you can do is just, it's been a hard week. Just any comment at all that's polite, don't need the mean ones, would definitely be appreciated this week. So have a good one, everyone, and I hope you got to see all the puppies. I've been trying to kind of keep it rotating so you could watch them eat, move, and sleep, and get all kinds of cuteness and see all of them a little bit. That guy is such a little bear. Oh my God, that's what his nickname is, this little bear. He's one of the biggest puppies here. If you see that, do you see how big he is? That's Zara's puppy, who is 4 days younger than these other ones. He's just a little moose. Oh my God, like I said, I call him my little bear. He's not a bear now, but he looks like a little bear cub. All right, everybody, so have a very wonderful evening. Again, I appreciate everything. I never thought I'd do 100 videos, and never thought I'd experience quite so much loss. So we had the puppies that Zara lost. I had that kitten that I lost. I had Tootsie that lost. This has been a very, and then I lost my kitty of 20 years. So lots of loss in the last 30 days, 35 days or so. And yeah, appreciate you sticking with me through it. And I'm sorry I've been inconsistent through it, but it is what it is. And I'm going to try to get back up on this little YouTube video process and maybe do a little better at it. I hope that I can do that for you guys and for myself. All right, have a wonderful day. Isn't that pretty? Look at all that color. Look at those black legs. Very beautiful. Thanks again, everyone. And I have a thank you video to come out for my other Patreon and some information on that, but this was just a small update for everybody. So I'll do the rest of that very soon.